can go, where the sunrise lasts forever, and it's all you and me. We'll kiss the sky goodnight. Come get lost with me. 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 Just run away with me, darling. We'll get real lost. We'll get real lost again. Just run away with me, darling. We'll get real lost. We'll get real lost again.
Hey everybody, sorry about that. I was busy getting everything all set up so we can go live. So tonight is my first live cast I'm doing here. Hopefully you guys can all hear me well. I'm just going to turn off one window here so I can watch what's going on. So what's happening is I want to do a live stream for a little bit time. Hey Mr. Matt Johnson, thanks for coming on. So like I was saying, I've been wanting to do a live stream for a little while. You know, I've been listening to our friend Country 3D, who's been doing a couple of them. So, you know, I decided it's time that I do a live stream here. So a lot of things just recently came out, technically out here in Canada wise, for Filaments and everything else. Filament, if you guys remember the Master Spool that came out a few weeks ago, and everybody was all hyped about it, but it was only 750 kilograms, which in turn was not the greatest format. I mean, out here we use filament that's at least 1 kilo. I've seen 2 kilos. I've seen 4 kilos. Hey, NLTMW. How you doing, man? So what Filaments.ca kind of came up with was the 1 kilo spool, and here it is. So their idea is to use a, get this off, this is the male part, and here's the female part, printed in Canadian colors, white and red. So this one itself, I have a few things to say about it that I'm not happy with, but I understand why they did it. Number one was a branding issue. They put their emblem on the inside of the realm, which I kind of don't like. And this is very open, so I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot anyways. The filament is cheap. The ones that they're selling, it's going to be $15 a kilo. So it's kind of like, nice, 1 kilo. And, okay, spools in Europe are net 1K for shipping. Okay, well, that's good to know. But what I was hoping for was to, and 200 grams for spool. Oh, interesting, okay. Well, I heard they were 750 grams because the original master spool said it was it was going to be 1 kilo. Who's selling this? It's going to be Filaments.ca. Now, they're a Canadian company, I know, but what's interesting about this is I can see other companies taking what they've now designed and using it for their own thing. Heck, I was talking with the guys over at Protopasta, and they were saying, what? They've came up with a 1 kilo spool? Really? Where? So I gave them the link to their website and to the video where they were talking about it. Just recently, they just released the STL on Thingiverse. And I will put the Thingiverse in the description so you guys can find it. But what's interesting about it is that now we can have, now that the spool's been made, now it's just up to everybody to come up with a format that they all like. Filaments.ca said that their format is going to be a cardboard cutout that fits on top with the spool already attached to it, and they're going to use for zip ties. So 1 indent, 2 indent, 3 indents, and then it's your 4th indent right there. So I'll just show it like that so you guys can see it well. The openings are right where the indents are. And this right here is all open. So, and technically you could cut it on this side or not. Depends on it. What's really interesting about this is there's a snap that happens when you screw it on. So right there is when it's tight. You turn it again. You hear there's a lock. You feel a locking, and then it locks into place, which makes it even more secure. So it's going to be interesting to see what other companies pick up on this, because even though we have now, say, a format that actually is now feasible, that we can now have spools like this, how much is the shipping going? How much is this going to cut down on shipping on people who need the spools? Like, say, if you got a printer that can't print a full spool, how are you supposed to carry it? These are other things that are going to come as time goes on. Hopefully we can come up. Hopefully they can come up with an idea that we can, make this a little bit more better. I'm hoping. So who's still on? Because it's just telling me that we only got 2 people on here. So I'm just wondering if that's true or not. Okay. Me, okay. Okay, so me and I still here. Okay, great. I don't know if Rover's still around or not. If he's not, well, thanks for coming on, man. Never let the machines win. Well, yeah, so it's gonna be nice to see what comes out. Okay, so it is 3 now. It just popped up 3. Nice machine. But what do you guys think about having another company come up with at least a 1 kilo spool? The other one is only for 750 grams or 800 grams is the max I think you can put on it. Giveaway. Okay, cool. Don't even know if I need anything right now that I need to apply for a giveaway, but hey, when it's ready, just let me know, and then I'll be more than happy enough to post it. I was looking at stuff to talk about because I was actually supposed to today go in for a root canal, and my root canal got changed again. Oh, giveaways you have entered. Okay. I was supposed to go in for a root canal today, and Dennis called me up. No, we got to change your root. You got to change your thing again. It's like I just spent a whole week trying to find a topic to talk about to put out another video. And limitations of what the size of the spool for self-printing. I think it was because, like I said, I just printed this. The STL file came up online on Friday. It took me 2 days to get this done because I had other things to do on Friday. But it's nice to see that someone's actually putting forward to build spools for the 1 kilo at least. because I mean everyone else was just the 750 was the max. And honestly, I must admit their spool is kind of nice. The Master spool that came out first. The one thing I didn't like about the Master spool, and it really consisted of the companies doing this, there's no support around the spool itself, so that if it ever gets dropped or anything, could it crack? Could it break? Even if with it being airtight, you know? So if you want to print the spool yourself, smaller printers can't print the large diameter. That's correct. That's the problem with the Master spool, is you do need a big bed for this. Luckily myself, I have a CR3. I have the CR10. It fits the bed. I would say probably any printer that's at least a 250 should have no problem printing this, I would think. But the bed and the information is available on the STL file, which I will definitely put in the chat here once I get everything all set up again. So I'm going to pull up that STL file for you guys here. Yeah, it helps if I can type. Luckily, I got it bookmarked, so I can easily pull it up for you guys. It's on my order. It's on my list. Okay. Following. Design. So I'm just going to post the link in the window here so you guys can have a look at it. That's the link right there. So you guys can have a look at it and see what you think of it. Other than that, that's it really. Like I said, the other bad thing about it, that I'm not too hyped about. Now, this could be just a thing that they're doing, but I found it kind of weird. The logo's in the front, inside the spool. I would figure they would have the logo outside the spool, like right here, but it's actually inside. And it bulges out, which I found kind of weird, but True, you could print a smaller spool. No, what I was thinking of doing is, maybe send off a spool to, since I'm going to go probably, I was thinking I was going to go today, to go tomorrow, down to, I don't know. They got the print like really weirdly sketched on the sketch program when I was pulling it up. They wanted me to print it like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, wait a minute, that's a lot of support and a lot of extra filament for nothing to print it this way. So I reversed it and I printed it this way. Because if you think about it, as it's printing, it's going to have to print out more support out this way, and this way. And I just thought to myself, wait a minute, that's way too much support. So I just set it up on that way to print. Would be a PI. Oh, okay, yeah, I agree. But yeah, so it just goes together. It's actually pretty damn good. I'm actually happy with this, so. And there's some comments already like listed about it. So yeah, apparently there were some issues. They've already fixed them, so yay. But yeah, no. Yes, but remember that they sell filament. So the 6 wants you to use more. I'm not sure I get that, but okay. No, the guys over at Filaments.ca, they're pretty laid back when it comes to talking to their customers. Oh, yes, they want you to use more. Yes, but they're pretty relaxed. If you got a problem with any type of filament, like I'll give you guys a weird story. I've ran into this, and I don't know if anyone has used this filament before, but this is something I got from Color Fab. And it started happening halfway through the filament roll. And I don't know. And I've sent them pictures, but they never got back to me. Okay? Well, they got back to me and they told me I'm a liar. So that was one of their reply backs, which I said, no, I did not say that. I did not say it's tangling. I said, well, I'll show you guys. Certain areas of the filament have done what's known as crossing over and undercrossing itself pre-roll when it was unrolled. So I was doing some printing and I started noticing one of my structures had some weird reaction to it. Now I'm just going to pull off a little bit more here so you guys can see exactly what I'm dealing with here. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's tight. But I got this little thing right here that's starting to form up. If you can notice, right here, this line goes under and over something else. This was like this halfway through the print. I did not let go of the filament. It did it by itself. A couple other rounds I'm noticing here. Just seeing if it's here on this side or not. No, I've actually pulled it out. But it does this every so often as I go through the filament roll. It does these weird things. I don't know why it's doing it. Somebody said, oh, because you let go of the filament. I don't remember ever letting go of this filament. It was on the printer. This was during a 12-hour print. And then all of a sudden it starts sticking and started causing some weird extrusion issues. I was like going, this is not right. Now I've printed with this stuff before I printed the project, and I'll show it to you in a second. Yeah, but I don't know. My friend said he hasn't ran into any issues with this filament, so I'm going to give it a shot again and see if I run into the same problems again. But yeah, it's kind of odd. Ugh. Here's what I printed with the filament. Now I gotta clear coat this I'm going to rebuild this, so I'm going to clear coat it after I rebuild it. Two things I don't like is where the holes are here on this. But as you can see right there, started doing this weird thing. Extrusions. And it's not throughout the whole line, which is where you think you would see it. And there it started again, there. And that is because I was noticing the filament's actually sticking. Yeah, it usually rolls off as it goes through the extruder, is correct. And it's still warm. It should keep the shape. It isn't like a spring. Exactly. But I don't know why it's causing why I'm having these weird issues with this filament. With this just as one filament. I wrote to them and I said, look at this. This doesn't look. So if you can have a look at this, this doesn't look right. And they looked at it and they went, oh no, you just don't know what you're doing with your filament. It's like, thanks for the talk. You know, it's like, you know, I can understand if it's a language issue, fine. But you're seeing pictures that I'm showing. Yeah, I was keeping the tension on it. Oh, I do understand that. It shouldn't get tangled. It's not like fishing wire. I get that. Trust me. And this stuff was tight. But what I'm saying is it started doing this in the middle of a print. I ran across this. This was halfway through the stupid roll of filament, which is kind of odd to see it happen when it's connected to a CR10, brand new roll, and then halfway through it I run into that. Doesn't seem right. And I've sent it to a couple of my friends have seen this in person. They're just going, that is weird. I went, I know. But it seems to be throughout the whole reel. I've been noticing other areas where they... Yeah, I think it's just a bad roll that just happened to come off their machines. I let them know about it, but I don't know. They just didn't want to do it. They just didn't want to help me out here. Well, all I wanted to know is this a... I just want to let you guys know that this happened, and I ran into this problem. But they're kind of like, well, it should not do that. It should never roll like that, blah, 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 blah. It's up, you should never let go of it. It can get tangled up, blah, 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 blah. It's usually user error. It's like, user error. Thanks. Yeah. But I have no disrespect for them. I also bought more of their filament because this might be just a one-off thing. But one filament I cannot use is eSun. I don't know what eSun does with their 720 filament, especially the PLA Plus. It's weird stuff. That stuff is. I think it just got wet. I want to try cooking it and see what happens after cooking it for an hour. But I've had nothing but headaches with that filament. And my friend bought it for me because it was cheap. It was on sale for $20 a roll. And it's just been giving me headaches. But then again, who knows? That's just another filament I will not touch. Even if someone said, here, eSun, it's the best. I still wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot ball. Just saying. Maybe once I figured out what eSun's done with theirs. Because their filament wants you to... heating temperature starts at 205. Most filaments, 190. No, they start at 205. And the maximum you can go is 230 on their filament. Don't ask me why. But that's their temperature gauge. I just look at it and just go, I don't trust their filament. And anytime I print with it, it becomes shiny. Let me see if I got one more. Yeah. And here's the funny thing. Did the heat bridge. All the bridges came out pretty damn good. No, loose filament, nothing on it. And yeah, it's there. Oh, really? Huh. Yeah, and every line turned out perfect. Even the bridging was not too bad at all. I think around somewhere around 215 was perfect. 220 came out really well. And then 230, 235, and 240. So I don't know. You know what? If they change suppliers again, I'll give them a shot again and see how their filament is. But yeah, I've just had nothing but headaches with it. And I'm not the only one that's had issues with this eSun stuff. A lot of people say that PLA Plus is a really weird filament to deal with. But also, I also received, talking about Murph. God, Jesus. This is what happens when you talk to people. They find out you're starting stuff. Yeah, ambient room temperature is about 20 degrees Celsius, which I'm not sure what that would be in Fahrenheit, so I can't really say. Use what works. Yeah, I agree with you. 100% works for you. But I like to, experiment with everything that's out there so I know what works and what doesn't work. But here's something kind of interesting. So when I was at Murph, I kind of got interested. I always wanted to print with some of this interesting filaments. And I found some glow-in-the-dark stuff. and this gold filament, which I'm looking forward to playing with and just testing it out. This was at, I believe it was Matchbox was giving these out for, like, you buy 2 for $3 or something like that. So I said, what the hell, I'll just bite the bullet and buy it and give it a shot. Other company that I ran into, IC3D, gave me a roll of filament to test out. A roll of ABS filament. I said, oh, wait a minute, you're doing that show. Like, I went over and talked to them and said, too bad you guys don't have PLA. And the girl's like, hang on, you're doing that podcast thing, right? Yeah, I'm going to be doing video things. She's like, here, pass me a box of this filament. New filament that they haven't released yet. Look at that. It's a gorgeous yellow. I can't wait to play with this, but it's ABS, so I need to figure out a way to heat up my bed. Heat up the CR10. Need a better nozzle. Yeah, I know. I got better nozzles sitting here too, so I'm not worried too much about destroying a nozzle. I got a couple of them here. 1 or 2 nozzles destroyed ain't going to kill me. But yeah, I hear you on that one. Oh, you're near Niagara Falls. I'm not far away from where Niagara Falls is. I'm just right outside of, I'm on the other side of Niagara Falls, on the Canadian side. Just approximately, about an hour away from Niagara Falls, really. So, yeah, Niagara Falls and my basement are usually around the same temperature as yours. So that's good. I try to keep my house at 72, but the basement is usually cooler than that, so yeah. No, I understand. Like, glow in the dark needs better nozzle. It will wear out a brass one. I get that, honestly. And I'll talk about that in a little bit, actually. So, yeah, they sent me this. I mean, honestly, it's nice, but I don't have the enclosure yet. So, now I gotta build my enclosure. Let me put this off to the side here. Bought some wood while I was at from Color Fab. Only because I've heard a lot of people say wood is nice to print with, but can be a real pain in the butt, but I'm going to give it a shot. And yes, I do know I'm probably going to need a better nozzle for that one too. It's just, I just didn't have the cash at the time, so. Then, someone told me Atomic was in the house. So when I looked at Atomic stuff, and all they had was PTG left, so I said, you know what? I want to print with this stuff. I've had some luck and some unluck with it. I need to practice a little bit more, so I figured I should get another roll just to be on the safe side. So Atomic had it on, and everybody was raving about Atomic Pet G being one of the best. So I said, all right, I'll grab it, give it a shot. Then one of my friends, don't know if anybody was at Murph, but if you've watched my video showing Art 3's big giant printer, it's going to return. It's going to be at ERRF, and it's going to be working from what we've been told. Hint, hint. I was like, wow, it's going to be up and running. So it should be cool to see it. But but they had a whole bunch of extra filament kicking around. So everybody that was friends with them, well, because I happen to know one of the people that's part of the group, ASA rolls. They were just tossing them out to everybody, to the group. So I'm going to give this a shot and see how that works out for me. Other things that I'm working on right now for video-wise. Oh, let's see here. Is that up there? I got the Adreno. Got my Adreno board. So right now what I'm doing is I'm actually... oh, man, that sucks. Dude, I hear ya. Honestly, I hear ya. So you're on the Canadian side, so you'll probably understand when I say I'm in KW, what that means. So, and yeah, KW, there's nowhere around to buy this stuff. I have to go all the way out into Mississauga, down into the down in one of the industrial areas. Really hard to get to, but yeah, that's where I have to buy all my. That's where I buy all my filament from. Is from the guys over at Filaments.ca. So they have some good deals once in a while on shipping. Just keep an eye on their website. Once in a while, you'll see that they actually have some good stuff. Yeah, I've heard some people say do not buy the ruby nozzle because the ruby can fall out. So I kind of went, no, I'm not going to use ruby nozzle. But I do hear you when you say stainless steel nozzle. The one I have. Now, here's the thing that E3D was doing. Ran into the guys over at the Printed Solid. They were giving away. They had the E3D's V6 head, so I picked that up, and they were also giving away a new nozzle. Yeah, let me just pull it out here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Unless he's already talked to you about it, but yeah, they gave me a nozzle. And then I bought another nozzle, and I'll explain what the nozzle I bought. That's it right there. It's heavy gauge nozzle, as they were telling us. 0.4 works with the V6 and will work with any of the volcano heads. It is a 0.4, and what it is coated with a coating on it that doesn't allow any filament to stick to it. This means that, you know, how people were having issues, don't know if you guys seen a lot of them, where the actual head got coated in TPEG, PETG, and it's just coated right to the top, to the hot end. This head does not allow it to stick anywhere, so you don't have that issue of that happening. So it should be interesting to see how that works. I'm not looking at print food grade stuff, but yeah, I know, I hear you out on that stuff. I also picked up a smaller nozzle. This one's a 2.5 nozzle. Reason I went with this is I'm going to be trying to do some prints that I'm going to be doing, which are going to be that I want a little bit better quality on. Stuff like, say I'm printing a statue or whatever, and I want a nice, clean look to it. That's why I picked this baby up, so I can do that type of stuff. Because I've had a couple people ask me, oh, can you print this out for me? And I want to put it together, and it's just like, yeah, I can print it, but... And a lot of them say, well, can you get it even finer so I don't have to sand it? So, yeah. Go and give it a shot, see what happens. And once the V6 is on there, then I can actually play with ABS and the rest of this nice stuff. And not have to worry about... what I like to call is too much heat, providing too much heat, because ABS wants to print at high temperature, so does ASA. ASA starts at 230, so that's why I went with this. And also, like I said, I was actually in the middle of taking the CR10 offline. I'm going to install this, which is the Isabel with self-leveling kit for the CR10. And the Easy Out. What this is a filament sensor. Just tells me when I run out of filament and can pause the print for me, and then I can refill the filament. So, nice to have. And those will get installed soon, and there will be a video of me installing it. So, yeah, stuff I have planned, but like I said, my tooth was bothering me. Went and saw my doctor. He looked at my tooth. He's like, yeah, you're going to need root canal. Yeah, so... So I have to get that done, which is not fun. But, it is what it is. So anything new with you guys? Like, anything new that you guys have found or that you guys have played with? Normal dial thing. Okay, well, hey, whatever's, I would ask if anybody had any, like, ran into anything interesting or anything like that. I mean, sure, we show up on Country 3D's, morning show when he does his morning thing, but yeah. I need a time machine to be able to use everything. Man, I wish I could hop in a time machine right now and hit myself when I was young, when I didn't want to study for a test, and just say, go and study, get your grades up. And then I even though I think about it, if I ever got my grade, if I could go back in time, hit myself in the past, and told myself to work hard, I probably wouldn't be even in this. I'd probably be living in Japan right now. Long story short, I've always had an interest in traveling, go anywhere in the world. Japan was on the top of the list. Don't ask me why, just was. And I would tell him to work less. LOL. Now, I'm one of those kids that suffered with, I still have it, it's ADHD. And with ADHD, when I was going in high school, I wasn't really getting the support I needed. I was just told, oh, just take this course. It's okay. You won't need anything else better. And they really didn't do an attitude test. If they did an attitude test, they would have found out, no, I would need to have I need certain things to keep myself more smarter to go through school. I would have been, more diagnosed and said, okay, this is where we need to put him and not put him. Yeah. You do 3D printer right here. Tell him I sent you, LOL. Okay, well, I'll have to look in a second here. But, yeah. And if I told myself to do that, might not have been living here anymore. Might have been living in Japan. Only because I had interest in the country. But also my ex, going on now, 5-7 years now? Yeah. My ex was a Japanese nationalist. Was here in Canada for schooling to learn English. So, yeah, might have been across the border, over in Japan doing whatever teaching English. Which is another thing which my attitude test showed, that'd be a great teacher. Actually, I believe my attitude was teacher. Educator was my first one. Second one was inventor. And third one was mechanics. So, taking all three parts, I'm doing what I'm doing, which is inventing stuff, which is kind of like what we do anyways. Whenever we, print something, we're inventing something. But yeah, no, it's just something I realized that, kind of interesting, 1970s, eh? Okay, so you're a little bit older than I am, since I was only born in the 70s. 76, if I remember correctly. So yeah, that puts me about 43 years old. It's odd when you look back and you just go, how long did it take, the advancements that have happened in the last couple of years, last 10? Maybe 15 years? It's been pretty impressive. Now we're getting computers that are even faster than we could ever thought a 486 could go. We got dual core, quad core. We got 8-core processors coming out, 64 processors coming out. And then we had television improved from the good old CRT to then they came out with an LCD, which wasn't that great, and they improved on that, and then we ended up with HD, and now we're ending up with 4K. I mean, it's amazing how much we are advancing and how much more junk we're making ourselves have. Here's something to ponder, though. Does anybody know about or heard about the Earth Day movement to ban straws? Drinking straws, to be precise. Because there's also a push to ban all plastics now. That's right. So the plastics we print with, they want to ban them permanently. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of shocked that they want to ban it. Marketing gimmick? I'm not too sure if it's a marketing gimmick. This is coming from France. This is coming from England. England wants to get rid of plastics, which could cause a lot of headaches, especially in the 3D market. I'd rather someone come up with a way that we can put. Okay, this is made out of PLA. Give me a stamp that I can put on my PLA that says PLA plastic, like a mark that I can put onto it, or that I can, and then, have it be recycled. Rather than all these companies saying, yeah, PLA is more biodegradable than many others products. True. But I'd rather have a way that they know that this is PLA and they know how to recycle it properly, rather than saying, oh, we don't know what plastic this is. This is garbage. And just tossing it in the garbage can. If we could have some type of labeling out there that we can just apply to our plastics that we're making. Like just a recycling label and says, TPEG. Then I can throw that into the recycling bin and they can go, oh, well, this is probably, it's marked with the low for TPEG, PETG. Boom. They throw it out. They throw in the right recycling things. How much things would cost if they were now made at Sheena aluminum, like TV house? Good question. It's hard to say. It's like, well, it's interesting that you brought that up. Yeah. Don't know. Don't really know at all. Yeah, it's hard to say. Would it be cheaper because we would figure out ways to use it, or would it not be? Oh God, those Zenith TVs made us so freaking having so heavy. I know this Zenith TV that you're talking about because I think it was a black and white, if I remember correctly. Am I correct, or am I or is that wrong? Cause I remember one TV being. I remember one of the Zenith TVs my grandparents had, which was made out of steel. It was black and white, and they were getting rid of it. I remember how heavy that thing was, and I was like, what, 10? Helping my dad and my grandfather move that stupid thing. The thing weighed a ton and a half. Holy crap! Yeah, those Zenith TVs were kind of... Zenith, whatever happened to them, man? To these companies, but... Yeah, that's basically what they were. They were always steel with a wood cabinet around it. I remember those wood cabinet console TVs. I talk to people about them and they go, huh? Really? TVs load like that? Like, yeah. I had a console TV in my bedroom, for crying out loud. 26-inch. Only because, well, my grandfather got rid of his old TV and, like, I don't have a need for the console TV anymore. So I said, sure, I'll take it. I mean, I could use a TV in my bedroom. Put it in. Never looked back. I love that TV. It came in plastic and the pieces dropped. Okay. Yeah. It's interesting when we think about it because now everything's made in China. Where back in the day, everything was made in different countries. Japan was mostly the major importer of chips and technology, and those TVs lasted forever. Now you buy a TV 5, 6 years tops, and the TV's shot, and then you're throwing it out and buying a new one, and all the parts were made in China. Just, I don't know. I have to think about, buying good quality. I spend a little bit more than the average consumer will on parts. I always look for a heavy duty TV. I look for parts that make my TV last longer. I just spend the money on them. And I hear other people go, oh, why are you spending all that money on buying such a high-end TV when it's not needed? I was like, well, I like my products to last. Just saying. It's just me, I guess. But yeah, so I just came on here just to chat a little bit, talk about stuff. I can't believe how much we're going back in the day, TV repair today is swapping out motherboards. It's not repairing. Actually, you know what? It's not even swapping out motherboards anymore. Believe it or not, TV repair is throw it in the garbage, buy a new one. Yeah, back in the day, I know exactly what you're talking about. Give you some information. An arcade machine my friend bought. We are right now troubleshooting we got neck low. We think it's capacitor that's gone in it. He's right now testing all the capacitors, seeing if he can figure out what capacitor's gone in it. But this is a arcade screen. I forget the make and model now. Make it model. We got neck low. We're not getting any type of picture on the screen. So we're thinking. So some testing is proving out that we may have some capacitors that aren't working properly. We're getting weird numbers off of them. So he's right now going to be taking out the capacitors, sending them out, ordering new ones. And then we're going to get the TV up and we'll get that display working again. But yeah, it's an old 25-inch monitor. So yay. But yeah, no, it's not displaying anything. So yeah, that's what we're thinking. It could be the flyback. It could be a tripler. Yeah, we're trying to figure out what's going on here. It turns on. We feel static. We can see a little bit of neck low. We're just wondering if it could be something on the actual, when you attach it to the neck, the board itself, if there's a problem with that board and it's not transmitting right, or if it's the fly trap. The other thing is, the flyback I should say, the other thing what I was thinking of is it could be that the fluorescence that's inside the tube already might not work anymore, which is another thing that we were thinking. It could be the powder inside the tube. If that's the case, then we're gonna have to buy a new tube. But yeah. Well, he's worked a little bit more on arcade machines than I have, so he's looking into that right now. He's like, okay, we got neck low, but we're not seeing anything on the screen. I went, yeah. He's like, okay, well, it could be a couple of things. So he's looking into it. He knows a little bit more about TV repair than I do, so we're hoping to get it fixed. And if he can get it fixed, yeah, I'll have a arcade machine. Yay. So it's just a basic Galactia machine, which is kind of interesting how I got that machine. Basically, I found it online on Craigslist for $100, not working. Walked over, looked at the machine, said, okay, how much? Guy said $100, and I said, no, if it's anything serious, it could cost me a lot more. And the guy's like, yeah, okay, well, I got him down to about 75 cash, straight cash. So I got him down to 75, and boom, now I have a Galactia machine. So it's kind of not bad. No, there's no dot in the center. Nothing. Like, it just doesn't display anything. We hear the sound. The board works. I'm hearing all the sounds. Another issue could be the power supply. We're thinking it could be a power supply. Might not have enough. It might not be giving you enough power to the screen, which is, these things can happen. Your screen will turn on. You'll still get the effect, but really you're not getting nothing out of the screen. So that's why we're testing out all the capacitors, checking everything over twice. If that's the case, then we may try switching power supply, which we do happen to have for an arcade machine. If that doesn't work, yeah, defective yoke, and we don't see that dot in the center of the screen, so we're okay on that. That was the first thing we were afraid of. Is this the white dot of death that we're getting? That's what a lot of people used to call it. Yeah, that's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing here, is that we have a feeling we're getting power to the screen. We're just not sure what is causing what, and it's just going through troubleshooting right now. So I've already got the schematic. He's got the schematics for the screen. He's just looking at it right now and trying to figure out what is what and why we're having this issue. And hopefully we will be back up and running soon. I'm hoping. I myself, I don't really mess around with TV monitors, only because I don't trust them. I really don't. I have a thing with me and power. Me and power don't never get along. Either I get shocked by devices, I get nasty burns from devices, which has happened more than once. Yeah, I'm going to check that too, the video processor. There's a few things that we still haven't gone through all of it. What I do have on order, though, is what we call, I believe, is a video coder that puts like the or the display frame. I forget what it's called exactly. What it does, it has a set of codes that runs on the screen, so you can see your color bars. You can see your it will do like a checker format, just to see if there's any problems with the screen itself. We're waiting for that to come in. Once he gets that, he'll be able to do a test and make sure that we're see we can see a pattern on the screen, if we're seeing any type of if it's working right or not. So that's something he is getting. And then we're going to check the pots, make sure the pots are vertical and horizontal are on, so we can make sure that that is not just something that was turned off by accident. Ooh, okay. Let me guess. I'll really feel a good electrical pow. Oh, Jesus. Nice going. Thank God you're okay, but still, wow. That's scary. The instructor and you. Oh, great. Was the instructor actually told you to do that, or was it more like a, oops, grab the wrong thing and... Yeah, let this be a lesson to everybody. I was going to say, let this be a lesson to us all, especially when we're working with mains voltage, which most of our people in the print world do. Don't ever trust a capacitor to be fully discharged. I've experienced this myself many times, especially working in auto mechanics. Never, ever, ever trust a capacitor to be fully drained. Never are they ever fully drained. And if they aren't fully drained properly and you touch the wrong end, you're going to get one nasty hell of a shock. Same with car batteries. Never ever trust a car battery. Never in your life. If you're working on a vehicle and you need power from the car battery, never trust that car battery. I don't know how many times I've had car batteries just go boom, cause electric circuit, and just bam, you're working there, screwdriver, all of a sudden, and you get a nice little good shock right through your body. Ah, painful. I've had many times where I'm working on something in a car in high school, and I would just get this nice little boom jolt of electricity right through my body, and you just feel numb after that. You're like, oh, my arm is so numb. Wow. Huh. Interesting. Well, I'm glad that you guys are all okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream now. It's already been almost an hour, and I got other stuff that needs to get done. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. And, yeah. Jesus. Oh, dude. I'm just glad, from life of God, that you're still around. If you don't believe in God, I'll just believe in... If you believe in Sky Buddy or whatever hell you want to do it, just glad you're still around, man. That's what I'm going to say. Yikes is right. Yeah. Anyways, so I want to thank you all for watching, and till next time, see you tomorrow, I guess, if Kentucky 3D, aka Walter, is going to be running his stream tomorrow. So we'll talk then. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be putting a video out on this a little bit soon. Probably within a couple days because, like I said, I gotta go pick up a roll of filament from Filaments.ca, and I'll show you guys how it looks, and we'll do a test print and see how it looks. Anyways, thanks everyone. Night.